Hi guys, and welcome to this video, a quick basic introduction of Logic's Drummer engine and how to use Logic's Drummer to create a drum track within Logic Pro X. First of all, you'll want to select a new instance of Logic, a new track, and select Drummer. In the details drop down, you'll want to select whichever genre you are, your preferences or what you're working within, so rock, alternative, songwriter, R&B, electronic, hip-hop or percussion. Logic gives you a few different options. I'm going to select alternative for this demonstration. But within alternative or within any of the genres, you have a number of drummers that you can choose. Using the library tab in the top left-hand corner of Logic, you can scroll between the styles and then between the drummers. Logic will give you a handy little blurb of that drummer's style. And you also have a sounds menu, so you can change the sound of that drummer's drum kit. You'll notice that every time I click on a different drummer in the library tab, the region that Logic has already been populated with, the drummer region, will change to coincide with the beats that that drummer plays. So this is Carl's region here. Ian's here. Or we can go completely left field and choose something played a bit with a drum machine. So Leah, the tech house producer. Every single instance of Logic's Drummer comes with an editor menu, and this is where predominantly you'll be doing your editing and changing the makeup of the beats within your track. I'll talk you through this from the left to right. You've got beat presets, so these are different beats that drummer has already pre-programmed into them, and different settings. You'll see each beat has a different settings set for them. So Insomniac should sound different to Supernova. You've then got the XY pad. The XY pad changes the loudness, complexity, simplicity or softness of your yellow drummer region. If we move the dot on the XY pad, you should see live the yellow drummer region changing to something more simple and softer, or to something simple but still loud. Let's change it back. Further on the right side of the editor window, you've got the options for which instruments are going to be included within this region, and the extent to which those instruments are going to play. So at the moment we've got quite a few kick drums in there, no snare drum and no claps. Let's add in a snare drum, and you can already see the changes being made within the region as you follow it live. Let's take the amount of kicks and snares down and increase the tambourines and shakers. In fact, not the tambourines because they're blacked out, but the hi-hat and the shaker. In some percussion. On the right hand side we can add fills and a bit of swing. Fills, first of all, are something that drummers tend to use to transition between areas of the song, small rolls. Let's add in a few here and see how they affect our region. That's the fill there. Or no fills. We can add swing to the region. Swing is like a humanizing function. It means that each note won't fall nice and neatly quantized upon the grid, which is often a criticism of electronic music, that it's overly quantized. So we can add in a little bit of swing to the piece as well, add in a couple of fills. If you want any more control over the beat that you've selected and the beat that you've created, you can click down to the Details tab, and the Details tab is going to give you a range of complexity for each instrument, and you can change the window of complexity for each. So we might want the percussion to be particularly complex, whereas we might want the kick drum to be particularly simple. The phase variation is how much Logic's going to change the complexity within each instrument, and the humanize element again is similar to swing, is going to help sort of humanize. As you can see, you can edit this all live whilst listening to the track itself, which is a really cool tool. If you want to create another region now of the drum track, extending your track, you can click the plus button at the side of your drummer region. This is going to create a second region, and that second region, when highlighted, can be edited in a completely different way to the first, and completely separately. So there you would have a different section to this section. And that really concludes our basic overview of Logic's Drummer and its functionality. The next thing that I'd like to go into very quickly is how to use that within a track, how to structure and plan to create a track using Logic's Drummer and populate your track with drummer regions. So if you click the Show and Hide Global Tracks tab in Logic Pro X, you'll see the arrangement markers option. If you add in arrangement markers to your Logic timeline, you can see it'll populate it with things like an introduction, a verse, a chorus, a bridge perhaps, and then an outro. We can change any of these, so we can have the piece starting with an intro but moving straight into a chorus. We can change the chorus then to a verse, and however we want to customize this piece to be. We can also customize the length of each region, so we can make the intro a lot shorter, the chorus a lot longer, and so on. Now, on the drummer track, if you right click on the blank area in the timeline and click Populate with Drummer Regions, what Logic's going to do is it's going to fill in our arrangement with different settings for each of the regions. So we've got the intro region, the chorus, the verse which is different to the bridge, which is different to the outro. And the really cool thing with this is we can edit it all live. And that concludes today's video. an overview and basic introduction to Logic's Drummer engine.